Hello everybody! Today we are taking a look at another LEGO Star Wars Summer 2020 set. Now I don't even need to give any more backstory on why this review came out so late when the set came out everywhere in June. Yeah, I don't need to explain anymore. Everybody's probably gotten used to it at this point. But here we go. This is one of the big sets, but it's not really big. It's still a pretty hefty, expensive set, but it's not to the point where it's a ridiculous over $200 price. This is only around $150 when I bought this, and this is the Death Star Final Duel. Now this isn't the first Death Star Final Duel we've gotten. In fact, this is just a replica of another very similar set that we got back in 2015. Now unfortunately I don't have the 2015 sets. In fact, I didn't really start doing LEGO again until 2019, so any set beforehand I barely have or don't even have at all. So this is like the AT-AT. This is the first version of the Death Star Final Duel scenario playsets that I have. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. And basically this set takes place in the Return of the Jedi in Episode 6, where Luke confronts Palpatine and Vader turns back into Anakin Skywalker and saves Luke's life. So, classic scene, emotional scene, but let's see how well it is done in LEGO form. And here is the box, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, because this is a $150 set, it's not really a wide box. It's actually more condensed and small, but it is in fact pretty tall. So this box should be able to fit in your closet or shelves quite easily, because it's not really too big on the big side. It's much smaller than the AT-AT set, that is for sure. And yeah, so this is set 75291 with 775 pieces. And down here you can see, I know you can like barely see it, but it's just all the figures represented in the set. And then if we turn this baby around, I'm gonna have to manually turn it. Alright, back of the box. Play features, that's pretty much it. This just shows you all the play features. Nothing too much, and just another representation or another display of the set. So, once again, this is a $150 set, and yeah. Not too big of a box, but it's still pretty decently sized. As you can see, this whole scenario or this whole play set takes place, of course, in the throne and the Emperor's throne room on the second Death Star. And again, it's a replication of the 2015 one, but I gotta say LEGO really outplayed themselves and did a much better job here, and they've definitely represented it quite well. Now, there's one main problem I have with this build, and that is the size. I get it, they can't make it too big, but the actual throne room is much bigger than this. Much bigger. So, I don't know, I feel like this is just a little bit downgraded in terms of a play set. But, it's a good representation. If you put this on display, it will certainly look pretty nice, for sure. And this set has quite the amount of play features, I'll say that. They have a lot of play features offered that you can do. Such as number one, this thing is expanded outright. But if you want to close it up, put it away on the shelf or something, and just you don't have enough space, you can always close it up like this and then move this all the way back. Or actually, you move this back first. Yes, you move this back first. The door, condense it like that, and then you just fold up the sides. There's clips on each end, which you can lock together in place. And there you go. Now it's a little bit out of proportion. It's good. It's supposed to be like that. It's it's gonna trigger a little bit of OCD. Oh yeah, and you can tuck away the monitors here. There you go. Now you have a nicely very claustrophobic, but nicely condensed play set that you can put away on the shelves should you have not enough space. But of course, you want to have maximum playability with this set as you open it up. Then, of course, to simply reset, or you take it out to play, fold these up, open up. Actually, wait, first you gotta fold these out first, and then pull this out, and then pull this door. Definitely don't knock over the trophy. And pull this all the way out. Just like that. So, there you go. That is one way to, you know, store it away. But then again, that'll make it very claustrophobic. I just accidentally showed you the another play feature. Whoops. Okay, so let's go on. First and foremost, excuse me. First and foremost, the door. So this is the main entrance way to the Emperor's throne room, and look how nice it's built. It's very royal. Kind of reminds me of the Chancellor's office all the way back at Coruscant. But of course, is on the Death Star. This is done very nicely. I'm not quite sure what that micro figure totem on here is for. Not quite sure what the trophy is here for. I think this is to store Palpatine's lightsaber or something. I'm not quite sure. But that trophy is also a gold minifigure head. Whoa, now that is special. They use skates here as to give the build here some bit of texture. It's a little funny piece, but yeah, I think it works. And of course, sliding doors. The handles are on the side. Of course, you can, if you don't want the handle sticking out, you can always bring it down. But they blend in quite well, and they just act easily as you pry this open. There you go. And they slide pretty efficiently. And they are a little bit wobbly, of course. And the door themselves, they're built quite nicely, I just gotta say. And yeah, they're not bad at all. The way they're built, pretty good. And of course, you don't have to open both doors. You can just leave one closed and open one. So it all works out. Now, of course, I already showed you earlier, you can slide this closer to bring it right up to the stairway, or you can give it more space. I honestly prefer it to have a little more space. Now, I don't know if you can see, this is the stairway that goes up to the Emperor's throne, and there's a little trigger mechanism here. There's a little lever here. What does that do? Well, I'll show you in a second. It just breaks the stairs, just like that. You see, there's a technical lift arm here. It lifts up, and it just simply breaks apart the stairs. I guess if the Emperor is shooting lightning or something, and it hits the stairs, then the stairs just go exploding? Question mark? Not quite sure. But to reset it, you just simply stack this back on. There you go, and it blends in very well to the point that you won't notice that the steps stand out till you pull the lever once again, and the stairs will collapse. Now the lever, of course, will stand out, but it's not like those giant yellow levers, those super bright color themed levers that stick out way too much. No, this is perfect. Just simple and hidden. Now, these are like the computers. I know they're represented in the film, but I'm not quite sure what their purpose is. Let me know in the comments, because I really don't know what these are for, these things. Because you got a second layer at the bottom too. Are they just to illuminate light in the throne room? I'm not even quite sure. Now the main throne itself, it's a very simple build, you know. Nothing too royal. It's not like those medieval king throne or anything. It's just a simple throne, of course, that can spin around, because of course Palpatine is sometimes staring right out at the Death Star, or outside the Death Star of his window here, and then he just turns around or something like that. I don't know. Just, it's a very nice throne room. And you're wondering, what are these clips on the side? Well, in the scene, he takes away Luke's lightsaber, puts it on the side of his throne here, and as Luke is looking out the window, seeing his rebel friends getting wrecked, he's like, oh yeah, Luke. Like, he's like tempting Luke to, you know, fall to the dark side by taking the lightsaber from his throne and killing Palpatine, completing his journey towards the dark side. Obviously, we know that didn't really happen, but yeah, so you can recreate that whole play scenario by just taking Luke's lightspeeder, or I guess you can leave the blade activated and just clip it onto the side, just like that. Yeah, I would say take away the blade to make it more realistic. There is another clip on the side, so maybe that can be another lightsaber he confiscates. Now, there's also lightsabers. There's also clips at the back. That is to store Palpatine's lightsaber. Now, the Palpatine minifigure in the set, and Palpatine himself mainly focuses on shooting lightning. though Palpatine has a lightsaber of his own. He is a Sith Lord after all. And here's his lightsaber, which is just is included in the set. On the side, as you can see, it has a gold handle, red blade, as expected. Now you can just simply clip that to the back because it's not really too noticeable. You just slip that back here. There we go. Now you won't know it. That's one way to store his lightsaber if you just don't want his lightsaber just loose on the ground. So there you go. Because Palpatine will mainly use his lightning. He rarely uses. In fact, he doesn't use his lightsaber at all in the original trilogy. He only uses it once in the prequels to kill Mace and the others. But there you go. And then on the side, computers, Death Star plans. Okay. And then this side also Death Star plans. More Death Star plans. Lots of Death Star plans. That's hilarious. And of course, you can see it right behind the throne is the main window, which obviously, which you would imagine will be in space. So if I turn this baby around, here's what it will look like on this side. There you go, just like that. And you can see, kind of see Palpatine's lightsaber. Now, I guess we'll start off on the, you want to go left or right? I say we should go on the right side first. Yeah, why not? Okay, so moving on to the left side. What is this? Well, this is a shaft, or it's a giant hole, if you will. Boom. Just like that. Now, there is no major play feature, but it's to represent a specific scenario in the scene where Vader turns back to Anakin, saves Luke's life by picking up Palpatine and throwing him down the shaft. Now the actual shaft, I believe, is not right beside his throne, it's in a different spot. But of course the set is pretty small, so LEGO had to include it somehow. So they just put it on this side. And so pretend Vader, right here, throwing Palpatine, you just yeet him down. Just like that. Very, very simple. Like the hole is actually big enough, and there's a hole at the bottom, so you don't have to reach your finger in to pick Palpatine back up. You just do this, and just take him up from underneath. Obviously his lightning is going to kind of get caught, but there you go. Very nice. That's how you get him back. See, I'm going to like move this at the bottom now just to show you guys. Now you can see the actual shaft has, these are stickers. It's not too accurate, but it's a good representation. At least they are stickers, yes, but oh well. At least we have somewhat of a representation of it. Now I'm gonna put Palpatine back through the hole again, and I'm just gonna show you how you can just simply lift this up. He's right underneath there. Take it back out. Very simple. So there's no solid. It's just a hollow hole. Nothing in the bottom, so you don't have to reach your finger in and fish him back out. So LEGO understands the point of convenience, so you don't have to, you know, like okay, let's try this. Let's put Palpatine back in. See, it is possible, but if you have really big hands, you're gonna have a hard time. So the easiest scenario, that's why I just do this. So I'm glad they left a hole right at the bottom like that. So I would say that's a cool play feature, but I don't know. Is it really a play feature? We'll see. And then again, just the window. There you go. It's the same build as the main throne. Now, one more side of this build. It's on. Now we're gonna move on to this side, the last side. Again, build is the same of the window. Now, this one has a pretty major play feature, and it's another scenario in the film. I kind of accidentally showed it to you earlier already. But when Vader and Luke are dueling out, Luke makes a jump onto the bridge right here. And here you go, and this is where Luke learns from Obi-Wan, tells his dad that he has the high ground. And then Vader's like, oh yeah, I've learned my lesson. And he throws his lightsaber, hits this really unstable pillar, which is unstable on purpose. It is loosely attached on here. And first and foremost, Luke jumping has his own play feature. Oh, I actually forgot to show you this. You see this thing? This seesaw thing? So you can, I don't know, it's probably like the chances of landing successfully is very little. But you can slip Luke right on there. Yeah, see, it's very little chance, but it's still a scenario. You can still replay that whole scenario of Luke jumping on top of that bridge. See, it's not gonna always work because of his lightsaber and everything. Let's do that one more time. Step that once again. It locks very lightly through the slabs you can see there. And then we just press on this. Like that. It's very, you can't do it. Like the chances are very little. But let's, okay, so once Luke makes the jump, he's right on here. Vader can then send the entire bridge collapsing by throwing his lightsaber at the pillar. And then, when you take that off, boom, the whole bridge comes falling down and Luke goes tumbling down. So, yeah, and of course, this is just the way this pillar is attached is very loosely. You see this little red bulb at the bottom, which just slips in very loosely like that. There's no mechanism to make it collapse except your own fingers. You just gotta hold the pillar or something, and then just, there you go, the whole bridge just collapse just like that. So, like I said, this play feature is this nice. Probably my favorite one. This set with the second one being the doors. Now this whole set and all, whole build and all has lots of play features. So this is a very, very interactive set, and again, it makes it so you can recreate the entire scenario from the actual film a lot cooler. So that's it. That's it for the entire build. Lots of things that you can play with, and it will look good when you put this on the shelf for display. So there's that. The first minifigure we're going to take a look at is the only protagonist in this set, Luke Skywalker, the only good guy. And we've gotten many versions of the Luke Skywalker minifigure in the past. He's nothing really that new, but it's just more updated for the year as the years go by. As you can see, it's like half. He's got a robotic arm, so it's gloved on the other one, and he's just bare-handed on the other hand. Got his green lightsaber, iconic. His hair has, pretty sure his hair has changed a few times, but pretty sure the hair is pretty much the same throughout a lot of the years. He does have a second face, a much more firm, kind of monotone looking face. There's that, and apart from that, nothing too much. It's a Luke. The Luke isn't really, we've seen him before, to the point where he's not too special anymore. Sorry, Luke. And here's another one that we've seen a couple times, but this year, for 2020, he has a pretty good representation. This is Palpatine, or Emperor Palpatine as the professionals will call it. We just call him Palps for short. And yeah, or some people just call him the Emperor. We don't know. Actually, I call him Palpatine, just simple Palpatine. But this Palpatine is particularly special for 2020 because of his new hood piece. The hood piece is a completely new mold. In the past, they've always been using a simple hood. Like, they've always been using the hood piece, and they finally changed up the mold for 2020. Later on, we'll see the same hood piece used in the Mos Eisley Cantina with some other figures. But let me show you exactly what I mean. This is a brand new mold. That is very nice. Now, the old mold had a covering that goes over the bottom. As you can see, this hood here is just a simple. It's shaped a lot different for sure, and it's got more texture to it to make it look more cloaky. Now, here's Palpatine's first face, kind of an angry, pissed off face, and then here's his other semi-mediocre face. Now, they've also changed up the capes for Vader, Palps, and the Royal Guards. And in the past, it used to be just hard paper or fabric. This one is just very soft fabric. The material is much softer and it's much more durable, you know, and it feels cleaner for a kid to pick it up in hand. Nothing at the back of the print here. As you can see, he is spewing out lightning out of his hands because that's what he specializes in. Although, like I showed you earlier, his lightsaber does include in this set. But mainly it's all about his lightning, and there's just 2 lightning pieces attached to his hands. And of course they can be taken out. But yeah, his hands is just spewing of lightning. So that's Palpatine. Next up we have Vader. Of course, Vader we've gotten many times as a Lego minifigure. They introduced this new helmet piece in 2015. They used to have they used to have this one piece like helmet just as a whole mold, and since 2015 they've been using this new mold. But Vader ain't that special. I literally got the same figure in a poly bag, so not really that rare. He has handcuffs. He's got his iconic lightsaber, red lightsaber. His cape is also also soft fabric, just like the exact same one as Palpatine. And for once, this Vader has printed arms. Look at that. Usually in the past Vaders, they don't have printed arms. It's just a simple black arm. And you can see the silver prints for his shoulder armor around there. So yeah, the Vader ain't so special, but this Vader in particular is the special because LEGO has really updated him to make him look very legit and real. And just his torso print and everything else just looks absolutely accurate. And of course, underneath that helmet, we have his Anakin Skywalker face. Does he have a second face? No, he doesn't. He just has his scar at the back. There you go. Vader. And of course, you can notice he's got the second half of his helmet right under here. So that's done pretty nicely. In the past, it was just one single piece as the helmet. Now it's two pieces. You just snap it on right back there. Boom, there you go. So probably the best version of Vader they've done up to now, up to date. Hopefully in the future we're gonna see even better Vaders, but we've gotten a lot of Vaders. LEGO, we need like more clones and less OT figures, OT sets. And then finally, we have the two Imperial Royal Guards included in this set. They are literally the exact same, they are the same mold of each other. Now these Royal Guards don't really do much in the actual films, but they still look really cool. They look like ninjas and they look absolutely awesome. Still better than the Praetorian Guards we see later on in the sequel trilogy. But their weapons here are just, they're not really, I don't think they're lightsabers, but they kind of look like lightsabers. They are some in form of a, they're some kind of a sword. That's for sure. I'm not quite sure though. Their capes are also soft fabric, but this time instead of black, we have them in red. But as you can see, very soft material. Very nice. And the whole helmet, very nice. And there's no face underneath. These guys are so faceless that even when you take off the take off the helmet, there is no face. It's just a black print. Now you can see there's a hole here, and that's how you see the black on his cloak is from his head. You just put it back on. Boom, there you go. And it's the same thing for the other, literally the same thing, no difference. Voila. So the Royal Guards here, probably my favorite figures in this set, but the selection of minifigures in this set is good overall. But my two favorite one here has to be the Royal Guards. So that is all for the minifigures. Let us move on to the final verdict. So again, this is $150. I'd say if this was $100, it would be a lot better. I mean, after all, it is Star Wars, so it's bound to be a little more expensive. And I just think, yeah, this would be nice in terms of the play value. Again, I don't have the old versions from 2015 and before to be able to compare. And yeah, all I can say is this is a pretty good representation of the whole scene. I do wish if it's a $150 set especially, I wish this set was a lot bigger, because the actual throne room in the whole movie is a lot bigger than this. Luke and Vader don't have enough fighting space going on here. The entrance of the door is way too close to the throne, even with its like extension pulled all the way out. Like, yeah, so if it's, I get it why it's condensed. LEGO can't put in so many pieces, but if they're gonna do it like this, then the price should go down. Then yeah, like for a size like this, it should be $100. But if they want, you know, if they want to give maximum playability and maximum accuracy to the movie, where the scenario has a much bigger space for, you know, for the whole scene to represent, then the $150 will make sense, provided that LEGO increase the space within. So yeah, that's all I have to request, because I feel like this is a little bit of a ripoff, because you get something this small and it's $150. Is it really worth it? I don't really know. And I would say it is worth it, but wait for the set when it's on a discount. Yeah. But the selection of minifigures is always pretty good. I love the Royal Guards. They're awesome. Palpatine and Vader, also very nice. Vader's nothing new, but Love the new hood piece for Palpatine. We're going to see that later used in future LEGO Star Wars sets, especially in the Mos Eisley Cantina. And then the Luke, it's a Luke. Nothing too special. So, final grade of this set, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Yep, just wish it was a lot bigger. That's all I have to say. And yeah, that's all I got to say for this summer 2020 set. So this is from, once again, the Death Star Final Duel from Summer 2020 LEGO Star Wars. If you enjoyed this review, make sure to hit that like button to show the support, because that will really help. And subscribe to the channel for more, because I will be continuing to make more LEGO content. And after you watch this one, you're gonna see a very special set known as the Mos Eisley Cantina. I can't wait to show you guys that set. So we'll see you all in the next one. Bye for now.